Welcome back, guys, to another episode of The 12th Man. Today, I'm joined by special guests. Obviously, you've seen all these guys on YouTube before. Obviously, we've got Regan Tuck from BlueTube, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, Ben Bloom's got his own channel, and obviously, Alex Griffin. Boys, the season is upon us. Obviously, not far now. Only a week to go. How do you think our, pre-season prep's been going?
Who's starting?
I think it's gone well, to be fair. We made some good appointments in Norwood. He's proven in League 2, but whether he can step up to League 1, we've just got to wait and find out. Obviously, we signed Luke Garbutt, which was yesterday, wasn't it? I think he's going to be good, and I saw your tweet actually about that. And you got
Do you want me to drop a bit of info on that? Because I knew about Garbutt being in the building about 9 days ago, and the paper put me down, and TWTD put me down. Everyone said it was false.
Yeah.
And I just
fake news.
It was fake news, but I got the drop. So look, next time you know who to listen to. Right? Cheers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, we've had one game, haven't we? Paderborn, 3-2 loss. I mean, they got promoted last year to the Bundesliga, so in hindsight, it's not a bad result. First game back being in pre-season. Obviously, we've got Colchester next week. I'm going. Are you going?
I'm there. We need to say that we're recording
just
Saturday
so you know,
morning before the friendly tournament.
Yeah, so we've got the friendly tournament today with 2, possibly 3 games, depending on how we get on. But I don't think we could take much from those. Do you think? I mean, 45-minute game.
I always think if you win, brilliant, take loads from it, and if you lose, just ignore it. I just remember being at Charlton a couple of years ago, 6-1, and then won the first 5 games straight after that. So it's completely up in the air, isn't it? I think the thing for me is you've probably all seen 20 different formations, 500 different starting lineups last season. I just really, to get me a bit calmer, I need to see,
I know what you mean.
right, what are we doing? What's the pattern of play? And where are we going forward to see? Because it seemed like for, 20, 25 games last season, 3 at the back, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, diamond, and none for more than...
You just really don't know what you're going into the season with, and obviously with Paul Hurst, I don't know about you, Regan, but obviously...
I was pretty confident with everything going on with Paul Hurst.
That we were going to do well last season?
I thought we were going to go up, to be honest. I thought it was going to be named Sir Paul Hurst, to be honest. I had quite big hopes, but,
nice guy, don't get me wrong, but I think in the first 2 or 3 games, possibly even the first game, I looked at that squad and thought, I literally cannot see an outlet. I can't see what's going on.
Do you not think we should have given him a bit longer, though? Do any of you feel like that?
Well, there's an argument that we wouldn't be... Well, how could it be any worse? Because you finished bottom. That's literally the worst position you can finish. So there's an argument that it might be in a better state if they had, but from what I've heard from, the background, it wasn't a very good place, and it didn't look very tenable for the future. Let's just say.
They said, didn't they, the coaches
the
and
assistant was
Chris
Story.
But apparently that's
seems a lovely fella, didn't he?
What did you hear about Chris Story?
I heard that
allegedly.
Just the way he tried.
I heard that he was treating Bart badly, and that's the reason why he got dropped, because of his confidence, and that's why his confidence went down completely. He didn't perform this season, and then basically he was putting players down, really.
Well, can we talk about Bart as well? Because last couple of weeks, Bristol City signed a keeper, Brentford signed a keeper, Hull signed a keeper. None of them wanted Bart, and that is a mighty fall down from...
And when we thought we were going to get rid of him and go to Millwall.
Millwall as well got filled in, haven't they?
What happened in that what happened there?
That was the medical.
It wasn't a medical, in my opinion. I don't think it was at all.
Well, what else would it have been, though?
I don't know. I think we may have let him go and talk to Millwall, and they may have talked about signing Bart, but in the end, I think we might have pulled the plug on it and said, look, actually, we do need a number 1 keeper next season.
I really feel sorry for...
Yeah, but why have we signed Holy
that's
and
what
that
I'm saying.
West Brom youngster?
So look, Holy is a Gherkin replacement. I don't know if you agree with me there.
I do feel sorry for Holy, He's came here and thinking he was probably going to be the number 1 with the rumours of Bart circling around, so...
100%. He's completely right there. He's probably come in thinking, I'm going to be playing in front of 30,000, like he said, every week, but... obviously, we've not got those crowds anyway. But is he even gonna?
There is a chance if Holy proves in pre-season. There could be that chance of him being
100%. I feel Bart still needs to be pushed, and I don't think he got pushed enough last season. And I think first 10 games, he cost us
Yeah.
so many goals.
The question is Bartos ever going to be, he had that really good season when we got playoffs, is he ever going to get to that standard again? Do you think if he gets the confidence again, he'll get back up to that stage?
I don't think so.
No, I think,
Really don't think so.
You think he's lost it?
He was getting approached by Premier League clubs, wasn't he? At a time like Crystal Palace, there was loads of rumours flying around last season, I think it was, and
It's just strange though, because keepers normally get better, don't they, when they get into their mid 30s?
I think he's reached his peak now, and I think he'll championship level is probably the best for him at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'd probably like to see him stay, but
For him, I don't think he's losing out on much if he leaves Ipswich at this moment in time. Say we have a good season, we do get promoted, he'll be in the same position he would be if he went to Millwall. They're not gonna rise up the leagues, dramatically all of a sudden. But I think he's got, his family's settled. They always get down to the nitty gritty. It's always about the family. He's got kids in school.
Yeah, he's not 21 either, is he?
Exactly. And I think he'll weigh out those benefits and say, look, maybe we will get back up. Maybe I do want this challenge. So, but
I think he could finish it in Ipswich, to be honest.
Yeah,
he probably will.
Exactly, and you can say the same for players like Chambers and Scoots.
Yeah, definitely.
And obviously Chambers, I don't know what you guys are thinking about Luke Chambers, but obviously still our captain, still the guy that leads us out on the pitch. He's going to miss the first game of the season from suspension, but what kind of season did he have last season?
Not great, I don't think.
I mean, he got the Player of the Year, didn't he? I mean,
that was more for long-term service,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
He's showed passion throughout the season and stuff, but I think that's really the only
That's what we love about him, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got the passion.
Yeah.
Arguably not a great footballer. I'm not sure what you guys think, but he can have his good games. That's what I don't know. I love his passion though.
Well, I will say, I think the Player of the Season, there may have been a bit of a switch around on that, because I think the voting said that Pennington was the winner of Player of the Season, but he chose to go back to. He wasn't injured. Just put
He
this
went
out
back
there.
early, didn't he?
He went back early through choice. So he didn't want to finish the season with Ipswich. He didn't want to get relegated with Ipswich.
Has he got a club for this season?
He's apparently a Turkish sider after him.
Oh God, Christ, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know where his career is really going. I think Premier League would probably be a good step for him now, but who's he going to play with? I don't know.
No.
But in terms of...
Actually, the only issue I've got, sorry to cut you off, is all these people saying, oh, Hurst changed everything too quickly, blah, 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 and then the same people, all get shot of Chambers, get shot of Skews.
Yeah.
You just need to keep those people around while you're regenerating the squad. So whatever the role is for Chambers and Skews, whether they play 40 games or whether they play 14 games, they're the nucleus, aren't they?
They're the nucleus of the
around.
side.
Yeah,
and without them, we've got no identity. And I think if we had
experience.
lost them last season, we would have been serious trouble. Obviously, we got relegated, but let's say we could be in the 10 times
Rotherham
worse.
points.
Yeah, we could be in a worse position going down. Now, I don't know what you guys think about, obviously, our squad and the strength that we've got, but I would say, and I don't know where you come from this point, Ben, because obviously you've seen quite a few championship games last season, but I feel like we were a championship side playing good quality championship football when we got relegated. I think the first half of the season, not too good. Second half, we were playing quite good football. How do you think our squad will, get on in League One?
God.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, although I could go for about 40 minutes on that. Depends on Judge and whether he's here for the Burton game or he's somewhere in West London by then or not, but hopefully that one doesn't happen. So Judge could be a real big fit. Seems to be about at least 5 really good League One quality midfielders in our squad already. I genuinely think it's more, I'll sound like a hippie, it's more to do with the mentality, I think, of the club and the lack of winning mentality and the kind of broken status of the club and the real lack of pattern of play and just, not having any clear system last year. I think quality of players wasn't the issue for a lot of the time. I think when you're switching the squad every game and no one really knows what the hell's happening. But on paper, and I know football's played on grass, not on paper. Well, Bart, fine. Wolfenden probably step in. Skews, fine. Chambers, fine. Fullbacks, I'm sure we'll talk about the fullbacks in a minute. We're still not sure after years of having no fullbacks. Midfielders should be fine, and I think Norwood is different than Caden Jackson and Ellis Harrison, in that he was the actual top guy. He wasn't just a good striker from League Two. He was the guy. So hopefully, people get fed up of me saying it. If there's no pattern of play, no strategy, no regular system, doesn't matter how good your players are. That's my view. Anyway.
Yeah. What do you think, Regan?
Of the last season's squad.
Yeah, and how we can play in League One.
I think we maybe need a few more players in the squad. You know, I know Daryl Murphy got released from Nottingham Forest during the week. I mean, that's one that you can snap up. I'm quite surprised about him being released from there, but it's one that you can snap up, go up front with Norwood, maybe good partnership. I think we are pretty solid in other areas, to be honest, to come up. Last season, again, it wasn't really, I don't think it was the players that were the problem, because we were playing good football, but I just want to see us go up again this season, to be honest with you.
What about you, Alex?
Well, like you mentioned, we've got to try and find a pattern of play, or try and find the team we can go into every game like with rhythm.
Yeah.
I think if we find the team we can play with, I think we'll be all right. You know, like you were going for all the players. Bartosz Bielakowski, I'd have him as number one. We know what he's capable of. Chambers is good.
I missed Toto, by the way, didn't
I was about to come on to that.
I remember, did you go to Accrington? Against the League One team, he looked like blooming Beckenbauer. Do you know what I mean? So it's like...
I like Nsiala as well, so I'd probably put him in there. And then, you know, fullbacks, whether Garbutt will come in as in the first game, I'm not sure. But I'd probably put him over Ken Locke because, you know, he's got a bit of Premier League experience, not a lot, but that will come to show in League One, I think. And coming on to Norwood as well, a lot of people are saying, well, especially Tranmere fans are going, he's not going to step up in League One. I think the fact he played up top on his own last year, if we do the same in League One, it could work, and he's going to have the service as well, isn't he? So I think I'm feeling confident, but I'm not going to underestimate it. It's going to be a hard league. You've got, you know, Doncaster have just signed Darren Moore as manager, haven't they? Obviously, he's a good manager, and you've got some top teams in there: Sunderland, Portsmouth. I could name them all, but it's going to be hard. But I think with the team we've got, with some of the football I saw last season, I don't see why we can't get into the top six.
No, I completely agree with that. What I'd say for me is that I completely agree with the back four. I'd probably even put Ken Locke in over Garbutt to start. I think Emmanuel needs to be given that starting berth in League One because he's played games in League One.
Played a whole season for Rugby.
Yeah, he's played 2 whole seasons in League One. Potentially, obviously, went to Shrewsbury and played a few games. But when you bring it in, my biggest worry is that midfield. Now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking we're too attacking. And what are we going to do next season? We're going to play with 2 wingers, Norwood up front. We're going to have 2 attacking midfielders and 1 holding. That's what I think we're going to do.
Excuses the holding, but...
But then what do you do with Flynn Downs? Because are we trying to use Flynn Downs as an attacking player as well? Purely because he's the fittest bloke in the squad. He's running rings.
Maybe there's an option in maybe us looking for another defensive midfielder. Because we've got excuse. He's got the experience.
He's got experience, but it'll be coming towards the end of his time now. I reckon he'll retire here, but...
This is my problem with the whole pattern of play thing, is that you're discussing the players, and we've got they might spend the whole summer working on 3-5-2. We don't know. And Garbutt's a wing back, and you're going to have Wolfen and Chambers and Nsiala. We don't. Yeah. That's the thing that troubles me. When you look at other teams, you're like, oh, they signed this guy, right? He's going to go there. They signed this guy. We know what the system is. That's the difficult thing. And if you're at Sheffield United, I saw you at Sheffield United. Skews played centre back.
Yeah.
I know that's a one-off.
Played really well.
That's a one-off, and he's played 5 million games at centre midfield. But is that the plan? This is the issue I've got, is that we don't know. And then you see Emir Hughes in his training kit, and every time I see Emir Hughes in his training kit, I'm like, yes, he's back. And then
they always seem to get injured again, don't they?
3 months later, he's not played another minute.
And they say that with a hamstring injury, they say they're out for a month. Keeps going on, doesn't it? 3 months.
It's a big risk with players, especially like Emir Hughes, obviously coming back in, and to all accounts, he's actually looking like he's match fit or preparing with the squad. So would he come into the squad? I don't know. Like you say, there's no identity, and I think that's worrying for us. But
what Alex mentioned, sorry to interrupt, was Norwood on his own. We know Lambert generally. I know there was a few games of a front two.
Yeah.
Lambert generally will like either one up front with a 10 or one up front with, like you say, with wingers. So it seems reasonably likely. No one's mentioned Guion Edwards. No one's
I was just
mentioned
going to mention Guion
Andre
Edwards.
Dazelle. So if you're playing a front three, you know, we've seen a lot of players. Say you take a Dazelle quality player and you notionally put him out wide.
Yeah.
You get your width from your fullback, but he's going to come inside and be in the 10 spot. So could do that. I just have no...
We've just got so many options.
Until we get to these friendly games.
You take in very important players for me is obviously Guion Edwards. Alan Judge is probably going to sit behind a striker, I would imagine. Yeah. And then you've got John Nolan. But
then that's a 4-2-3-1, which we haven't even mentioned at all. So
and they're the players that I'd expect to be in the squad. But how do they work together? We don't know because we've not seen them. They've all suffered injuries. We don't know how they play together. But... worrying. I think that's what worries many Town fans coming into the season is that we don't know what's actually going to happen, and we're a bit scared because we've been down there all of last season, getting beaten every week. We're going into something completely new. We've got no experience in it in the last 60 odd years. We're going to sit there and we've got to take on teams like Sunderland and Portsmouth, which we'd argue had brilliant seasons last year. Can we compete with them?
But don't you think last year? We were unlucky to go down, or do you think I'm a bit?
No, we weren't unlucky.
No.
I don't
think
so.
I
thought we were
and
the
I think
worst team in the
like you
league.
said earlier.
You could say unlucky on the pitch, but 5 years in the coming, we should have gone down.
Yeah, I know that, but
one thing I will say, I think Reading were lucky to stay up.
Yeah.
But I think us and Bolton,
we deserved to go down, but in some context, I do think there were games where we could have picked up points.
Yeah.
Through performances we showed, but no, obviously we deserved to go down because. Didn't win enough games, did we? But there were games we should have won or picked up more points on.
Yeah,
so.
I agree with you in some senses in the unlucky and like I said on the pitch, but I think it's been a long time coming of how the club's run, the money that's being put in, and I think that takes us on to our next topic. Obviously, Marcus Evans and the amount of money that's being spent. Obviously, a lot of people have been criticising how he goes about his transfer activity, how he spends his money, but obviously, this guy is keeping this club afloat. I don't know how you guys see it.
Well, you got to think. Obviously, Matt Clark, Brighton bought him, copped him up the other week. Tyrone Mings now gone to Villa.
26 million.
That's crazy.
But change, really.
Obviously, we've picked up some money from those two going. So I just don't see why we can't spend that money.
We've still got money from players like Cresswell.
Yeah.
And
I mean, obviously he's got a hard job in obviously recruiting the right players, but we've got the money. And we really want to go up, don't we? We're pushing for playoffs.
Can I just mention two clubs, right?
Yeah.
Preston and Brentford.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Don't tell me they're bigger clubs than Ipswich, right? And it strikes me that Preston and Brentford get it right in terms of being competitive in the Championship. And it seems to me those two clubs, they're just constantly looking for players the whole time, whether they need them or not. They're constantly looking for guys that they can bring in every transfer window. You're going to come in, but you might not get into the team until 18 months later.
Yeah.
And then they're going to develop them, they're going to have resale value.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing we never did was constantly have, I always say turnover of players.
Yeah.
When did we ever, these clubs sell players, Hugo to West Ham for 9 million. Robinson's gone yesterday, 6 million. Not yet. But Konza went for 12 million, Mepham. We never managed to bridge, unless you do that, and
they've got a replacement already. They know who's going into that position,
and they've
bought
before
they've gone.
Yeah, they're already there.
Yeah.
They're already there, and that's the thing that we didn't do. Yeah, Evans is independently wealthy, and okay, we can sit here all day and say he puts in this much, he doesn't. Rah rah rah. The proof's in the pudding is that we've gone from 6th position to 7th to 16th to 12th to 24th to League One. So Marcus Evans understands how a graph works because he's a businessman. That graph is going like that. He understands that. He's probably way smarter and more ruthless than I am. So
and now he's scolded. I think he knows the situation, and I think in the middle of last season, Paul Lambert comes in, and then Ian Milne steps down, and obviously Marcus Evans come in and had a more hands-on approach. I've seen how that works with Leo O'Neill. I've met Leo O'Neill, lovely bloke, and he is the go-between between Lambert and Evans. it just pulls the strings for the club. But I think we've got a new approach to how things work, and definitely think maybe going forward that potentially we are going to look at things differently.
Yeah, definitely.
But do you agree with me that there needs to be, you just cannot compete in the champion. I know we're in League One. We want to get back to the Championship. You cannot compete in the Championship without a more strategic way of bringing money in. When 3 clubs every year get 45 million in parachutes, and other clubs are selling players for 10 million or whatever. And you know, Dave on the Blue Monday show always says he compares Maddison to Dazelle. And we start that season, and Dazelle busts his cruciate ligament, and we all thought that's the player we're going to sell for 15 million. That then allows us to recycle, reinvest, and then Evans doesn't have to pull the 6 million or whatever.
He was the player, and obviously Dazelle. That brings us nicely on to obviously our youth setup and the players that we brought in to the squad this season, players we've had in and around who've been out on loan. I had a look earlier on, and between the 11, 12 players that come into the squad this year, potentially have a good session with League One, they've made 400 career appearances.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So 400 professional appearances in the game. Obviously, you've got top 6, you've got Ken Lock, you've got Emmanuel, you've got Flynn Downs is actually up there. Dazelle is nowhere near the top 6 in terms of making appearances, and I think my question is, do we put, I'll go to you, Regan, on this one, do you think we put too much stress on our youngsters to perform?
I don't know, there's a lot that do come through into the first team, but it seems like, players, if they don't perform in their first game, they do go away, like Barry Cotter, he did perform. I know that was under McCarthy, like his last game, but like he performed, and haven't really heard of him since, really, have we?
I think there was a lot of pressure on them last year, obviously, in the situation we were being bottom of the league, really fighting to stay up. There must have been a lot of pressure on the youngsters like Dazelle, because he was playing quite a lot. Bishop, I think he played quite a few games. So Lancaster's a big one, but he wasn't playing towards the end of the season.
Sorry, talking about systems, no one's mentioned Lancaster.
No, and he's a definite start for me. I would say.
I think Lancaster's
and just before he got injured, I mean, it was Millwall he scored, and now I think it was the following game he got injured. Was absolutely on fire. He was tearing defences apart, and I think that's the kind of player we want. I mean, we've had Gwion Edwards in there on the right hand side, and really, has he done much? I know he scored 6 goals.
Edwards.
Yeah. He's been a bit part, really.
I think he's just been a bit inconsistent, really.
Yeah.
He's had games where he's been best man on the pitch.
I really like Edwards, but I wouldn't like to play fullback behind him, put it that way.
No.
I know I'm going to get rinsed for most of that
The thing is, do you think the common misconception is a good player is someone who's skillful, or a good player is someone who puts in a shift? Now, obviously, Edwards comes in, Blackburn at home, first game of the season, and he pulls out that worldy flick over and just absolutely beats the back four.
I'm like 8 million, 10 million.
The only thing he didn't do in that whole movement was score a goal.
Yeah.
And
Ash, he did score that game, right?
I still have nightmares. Bristol City at home, second half, we take the lead twice. Eliasson swaps wings. You've got Lloyd Kelly and Eliasson against Jordan Spence and Gwion Edwards. Oh my God! How did we lose?
The least-minded defensive
players
you could ever pick.
Sorry, we've completely gone away from youth players, but it's just when you're looking for a pattern of play. Surely James Norwood, Jack Lancaster, Gwion Edwards in League One is good enough. Surely, come on.
Get me
Just don't know.
That's what she said.
But while we're going over this, guys, if you just want to list down who you think would be our starting lineup, potential, players that come in, youth players that you think will shine this season, just leave a comment, and then we'll get onto that at a later date. But obviously, who's going to be the big star this season? Now I'm going to say I think Teddy Bishop needs to be absolutely number one midfielder. He's 23
now, he's not that promising midfielder player that he used to be. He does need to step up a bit.
But do you think he showed quality last season?
One thing that needs credit is the way Lambert eased him in, and it was 60 minutes and out, 60 minutes out, 70 minutes right, week off. That was really well done, because it looked like he had. I mean, come on, we've all sat there in the stadium when Ted Bishop gets the ball in the 8 position and he just drives forward, and you're like, jeez, and drives through from midfield, and you're like, who needs passing? Can he stay fit? Yeah, in theory, and again it comes back to Judge and where the Judge is in the building at the start of the season. But if you think Bishop's a number 10, you've got Judge and Bishop vowing out for the 10 position. Yeah. But then again, are we going to play a number 10? I don't know what system they're going to download. Sorry, can we just go back to the youth players? Because you obviously had some inside track on Garbett, which makes me think that Lambert is now the third different manager that doesn't rate Kenlock. And sometimes I watch Kenlock and I'm like, no, you're a good player. You know, he just looks good. Got a weird running style.
Yeah, that's what puts people off. He's unorthodox, and he's not really what everyone's looking for. But I would say Lambert is actually quite fond of Kenlock, and he's brought in Garber as a backup to potentially push him a bit further. And I think if Kenlock plays well, you could be looking at a very, a sizable fee for someone like Kenlock in the future. Yeah. But it's really hard. Do you bring these players in to push your youth players, or do you use your youth players? And I think Garber is 26 now, not proven in Premier League, Championship, League One. You'd even argue Oxford didn't want him to stay at the club last season. He come in for the last 14, 15 games, played at left wing because he was so bad at left back. So are we going to be using him as a left back?
But Ash, this is the thing with these loan players, right? Take Garbett and compare him to Trevor Chalobah. Yeah. So one is 26 and by all accounts quite a rich man who's not really achieved a lot in the game, and one is 18 and is in this star-studded academy. I know we're in League One now, but you kind of... And Pennington was the same. It's like, okay, when's your career actually... When are you going to stop going on loan? Kieran Dowell will be the same. He's just gone to Derby now. Yeah. They all play for Everton, don't they? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Tammy Abraham, he went off Swansea.
Well, and you'd hope now, right,
get a chance at
give him a go at Chelsea now, or flog him for 20 million or whatever he's worth. But those are the loan goes. With Emmanuel and Kenlock, there's a point though where you have to say, right, if they're not good enough, get rid. If they are good enough, play them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
We've been discussing this for 3 or 4 years.
Well,
consistently.
15-16, first game of the season against Brentford, the 2-2 where we somehow managed to not win a game. Emmanuel started and set up the first goal 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I'd say Kenlock probably, most notably, his games against Derby County. I always think of those ones away to Derby County and at home to Derby as well. Both of those games, he was absolutely sensational at left back, and you just think those players are probably worth a punt, in my opinion. Give them a go, and if they don't, then we need to look at replacements. But can we take that gamble in League One? That's the thing. Yeah. But anyway, let's move
back on to the start.
Sorry.
Who do you think is going to be our most important youth player this season?
Youth player?
Yeah.
I'd probably say Jack Lancaster. The way I saw him play last year just gets me excited. I think especially now us being in League One.
And we're not classing Ted Bishop as a youth player anymore.
Well, I would. But
you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Lancaster will come out his shell in League One. I think he did in the Championship.
Yeah,
he
did.
Bit.
Yeah. Swaggering around, weren't he? Yeah.
So I think he'll be very good.
Yeah, he's good.
Regan, for you?
I do think Lancaster as well, but there's players that like Downs if he does play, as a holding midfielder. And
it's League One. Yeah. It's muck and bullets. Yeah. That's the type of player, isn't it?
But Lancaster, because he did prove himself last season as well, and he's quick, quite strong as well, and he does seem like a good player.
I think he's also quite
a future here as well.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I think he's also quite clinical as well. Like he did score a few goals for us, didn't he, as well? When he gets given a good chance, he'll finish. I think so. Well, especially being in League One, if we get a lot of those chances, he's going to hopefully bag us a few.
Could be any of them. Could be any of them, couldn't it? I'd love to see one of the fullbacks end the season have played 35 games. That'd be great because it means they're established. You're right about Downs because it's League One. Okay, you got your skillful Dazelle and your dribbler Lancaster, but if you have a dirty centre midfielder who's going to sit there and take 10 bookings, that could be vital. But football's about scoring goals and winning games, and come on, we must have all seen those moments where Dazelle kind of receives the ball, kills it in one touch, spins, beautiful left foot, and you're like, why are you not better? Do you know what I mean? You look like such a good player.
That last goal we scored This season, I mean, was the absolute epitome of
That
the
was
Ipswich
unreal.
Town Academy.
And of course, we're all
shining
thinking
through.
when he goes through, oh, we're going to mess this
Yeah,
up.
he's
And he
not
just
gonna score
strokes it in the corner, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, and points went flying, obviously, because
Yeah.
we hadn't even got in from half time. But it's good to see. For me, I think it's a tough one. I think I'm going to go for one I expect to do well and then go for a wild card.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going El Mazzuni, isn't
Yeah.
he? He's going to pull it out. Yeah.
I'm not going to go El Mazzini. I'll tell you what I would like to see. I'd like to see Wolfenden come through. I'd like to see him play games in an Ipswich shirt. I think it's something we've not done. Obviously, you bring up Matt Clark, and you look at Webster. Those youngsters don't seem to get that time at centre back. I think now is the time to give him a chance. League One. He's played a whole season at League Two. Is he good enough for League One? That's the question.
Yeah, come on. He looked fine in the Championship, didn't he? Absolutely. With Chambers helping him out next to him,
Exactly.
he looked fine, yeah.
You've got that old head next to you. Give him a chance. Obviously, NCR is another one, a big one that I'd like to see. But
NCR is a rarity in our squad. He's proven at League One level.
very good, and he's
finished
very
playoffs
he's
with-
solid. I think he was used as a scapegoat when he came in because people are, he's not ready.
You're always going to get that with a big, powerful centre back. But unless you're Virgil van Dijk, name me a big, powerful centre back who's also pacey and good on the ball.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
they're all in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's you know.
Wild card for me. Oh, who would I like to see come through as a wild card? You did mention El Mazzini, but I don't think that's the one that I'm looking at. I think that Lancaster is going to be used sporadically this season, and I think he could be the player that we're going to rely on when we get back to the Championship at some point. I think he's going to be the one that is going to shine through at some point in the season, but he's got a lot of competition in those obviously wing areas and up front as well, because let's not forget his natural position is striker, but he's been playing out on the wing. Obviously we've got all those old heads that are going to be going in. You say there may still be some movement on that Judge thing.
I hope not. I really hope not.
If he was to go now, that absolutely rip our season in half. I think we'd really struggle to get going because we've played the last 20 games with him.
Unless Ted Bishop or Emma Hughes is actually, or the combination of the both of them is fit enough.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know what's written into that contract, and I know he likes Mark Warburton, and I know he doesn't live up here. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, he still lives in West London, doesn't he?
Yeah, right.
But in terms of our season, then, guys, I'm gonna ask you this now. Where do you predict Ipswich Town to finish in League One?
I'd like to say 6th. I think there's some people are being a bit too optimistic, saying, "Oh yeah, we're going straight back up. We're going to win."
100 points, 100 goals. Come on.
I do think there's some people out there that are like, "Oh yeah, we'll go straight back up," but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think League One's a difficult league, like the Championship, to get out of, and the Championship we went out the wrong way, and then I think 6th. I think we'll either bottle playoffs or we'll go up through playoffs.
Personally, I think it all comes down to how we start the league off. We've got a very hard start, haven't
Yes,
we?
we have.
Sometimes if we have to be getting a point out of that.
We've beaten Sunderland at
But
home.
I think if we can...
Sunderland has still got one more blooming parachute payment from
it's ridiculous.
from the
their
Premier
last
League.
one.
It's totally ridiculous. How did they not get promoted over 35 million?
Is it their last season with the parachute money?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was last season.
No, it's insane. They had 3 years worth. And some people say if they hadn't have played 10 checker trade games, they'd have been fine. But I'm not being funny. I was at the playoff final, Charlton Sunderland, and I know you can't judge on one game, but I'm sat there going, "Is that the best you can do, Jack Ross?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They weren't good.
They are a testament to a club that sold everything they had because they were in such a bad position. We've all seen the documentary of Sunderland Till I Die, and all the players literally I'll just collect my wages and then go home kind of thing. They didn't care about the club, so he did have a big task when they did get relegated to League One. They had to whip out the whole squad and bring in new players. We're not in that position.
No, and they signed a forward for £4 million in January.
Will Green,
as well.
obviously, they've got firepower. I'd say them and Portsmouth are definitely the ones we need to look out for.
Yeah.
But who knows? There could be a wild card in there in the league this season.
Burton and Sunderland, that's a horrible start.
Portsmouth and Sunderland are both ambitious teams. Obviously they both got into playoffs and then they didn't go up through playoffs. They'll be very ambitious to be looking to go up again.
Same as Sunderland though, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, in terms of prediction then, I'm feeling confident, but
You're always
I
confident,
know
Alex.
I am.
Optimistic, so
I'm going to be realistic. I think we'll finish 5th. I think we'll get playoffs. I think if we go into October with maybe 1 loss, which is quite optimistic, isn't it? I think
I'm not going to be optimistic, but we're only going to lose 1 of the first 10. Yeah.
No, I think we'll get 5th. I think playoffs. I'd be happy with playoffs. Anything below 6th, I'd be a bit annoyed about. But it is our first season. I can't forget that. But yeah, 5th. I'm saying 5th.
There's a few scenarios, isn't there? And I like some of them, and I don't like others of them. The one scenario is that you're right that all of our players are just better than League One players, and we underachieved last season. And you're right about that, and it'll be easy, right? That's one scenario that everybody hopes, but isn't likely. A more likely scenario is the one that you guys have said, is that it's quite hard, but we do have good players, and we battle our way into the playoffs. One horrible scenario is what I'm saying about the pattern of play and the system and who's the 11. That doesn't happen until November, and we're in the middle of the table. And then there's the doomsday, isn't there? That it starts really badly,
and it continues.
Can't sort it out, and it continues. Lambert's off in October. In comes Steve Evans or Ian Holloway or some horrible thing like that. And we have a bad season. Alan Pardew, probably can't afford him anymore now. And with 15th, I just don't know. And a lot of it, because I agree with you guys that I think the players are good. Yeah. I think they should be good enough. And you analyse Wigan and Blackburn last year, they kept pretty much the similar wage bill, and they just overpowered. Sorry, the year before, you know what I'm saying, don't you? The ones that went down and bounced straight back, and they just overpowered everybody with quality. So it just depends on Paul Lambert and his ability to pull what he's got into a team as quickly as possible. We should have been doing this now since May. You've seen the pictures of Norwood scoring that goal on Twitter the other day. I'm just hopeful every damn day that, and I hate to bring up Norwich, but for when you see those patterns of play on the pitch they were doing, they didn't decide that in September last year. They'd been working on that, for a pretty bad season beforehand.
No one predicted them to be champions.
Everyone said when they saw us when we played them at home,
both be bottom 6,
We all said, they
were
I thought they were. That was the worst Norwich team I'd probably seen in about 4 or 5 years.
And then it turned into the best one.
But
do you take my point without spouting on about how good they were? But working that through from hopefully May, and hopefully they do know what they're doing in the background, and we just haven't seen it yet. So
prediction.
I was
trying to get away.
Trying to filibuster my way out of that. We will finish somewhere in the top 8, Ash.
All right, cool.
And that's as good as you're going to get from me.
So I'm gonna take scenario 1 there.
Good.
I've got complete faith in the management squad, coaching staff, all of those guys. I believe in the ethics that the squad have. I've seen it firsthand, how good they get on and what's going on in that squad. Not many people get to see that, but the club have started to send out that content where we're actually seeing how people get on outside of Portman Road, outside of away stadiums. We're seeing what they do on a daily basis. They're having a laugh. They've got good, their commitments there. The squad, is all together.
Going paintballing.
Yeah, paintballing. Hopefully they scored a few goals with that. But what I'm going to say is I believe we are more than prepared for League One.
I hope you're right, Ash.
More than prepared. And I'm going to say, on this camera right now, with all you guys, I think we're going to win League One this season. Someone had to say it, and I'm completely.
I will join you
completely
as soon as I see a strategy. In that first game at Burton, I want them to all come out confident, all know what they're doing. I know you're going to get injuries. I know you're going to have to switch players in and out during the season. And as the great Marcus Stewart said, the team that finishes the season is never the team that starts the season. I know that develops through, but I just need to see some evidence of what the hell has been going on in the last 6 months. I've seen every formation tried, and really, who's gone out the door? Harrison,
not many. Gherkin,
but Knudsen wasn't played.
Grant Ward, actually. Should we talk about him?
I think he's still at the club, 100%.
He's still with Ipswich Town.
He's still around here.
Who's that? Ward?
Yeah.
I thought he signed for Rotherham.
No, he hasn't signed. He's still with Ipswich Town.
He's not fit, so I feel that
through
we're
his
gonna,
recovery,
I think
but
we're gonna sign him.
he's got offers on the table. And the funny thing is that Addy Amy's another one.
Yeah.
How that bloke's actually got offered a contract after not playing football for nearly
Hopefully the contract says you do not get paid unless you step on that pitch. That's
But
probably illegal, but
for me, I would take Grant Ward in League One.
Yeah,
I'd keep
definitely.
him. But I think they've done it as look, we can't pay you because like your injury's so bad. We didn't get a good look at you between October and December to say that you're.
But we'll
you're
pay
gonna
for
be
your
okay.
rehabilitation.
Yeah, we'll help you through it. And if you come out good the other side, then yeah.
That is one thing. We all jumped on Alex when he said we were unlucky last year. One way where we were unlucky, and I'm sat there at QPR and Ward and Freeman completely innocuous running towards the ball, bang, cruciate.
Yeah.
I'm sat there at Norwich, Sears and Leitner. Sears kind of bad touch, completely innocuous, cruciate ligament out. Jack Lancaster out, you know.
We lost so many players through injuries.
I get that you're going to have injured players, but come on, we had like 4 out for 8 months at one time.
I mean, Sears became absolutely pivotal to Lambert's squad at that point, January, February time. He scored that absolute rocket at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He was scoring goals at home. I mean, in the Bristol game, he scored twice in that game at home. And it really thought, God,
and that
got
beautiful
Freddie Sears
goal
back
against Wigan in the rain where he
just come out of nowhere and just went into the back of the net. And I thought, yes, Sears is back. We've got a goal scorer now. Can we get out of this mess? And, you know, lo and behold, gets an injury.
And that's another one you haven't mentioned, because in terms of if you do want to play a front two, okay, Norwood and Sears, not much hype, but Norwood's a bit of a house, isn't he? You know, in terms of bullying his way.
Yeah.
And if you want to do your wide forwards, Sears, Edwards, Lancaster, Dazelle drifting in, you know, so Sears is another one, but that's going to be October, isn't it? And just the thing that bugs me is when you're sat there and it's McGoldrick, Waghorn, Garner and Sears is bombed out, and now he's your main guy.
McGoldrick was the most injury-prone player I've ever seen, and has he had an injury?
As soon as he goes to
Sheffield?
Sheffield,
I don't think it was it. I think, Ben, you'll probably sympathise with this. The guy had a lot of travelling to do.
I was just to do with my amount of driving I do.
The guy had so much travelling to do every week, and I'll just put it into context. If you're sitting in a car for 4 hours and you get to location and you do that every single day, you're going to be absolutely torn every week. And now he's up there, he's with his family, he's enjoying his football.
He still lives in Nottingham, but it's only
not even
45 minutes, an hour across, isn't it?
He's got it all there. He can enjoy his football now, and I think that was a better move for him.
So I'll bring something up.
Yeah.
I've heard people bring up our medical staff and saying they're not good enough because, you know, look at the amount of injuries we've got. I'm not saying it is.
But those ones I listed,
yeah.
How unlucky was Ward's one?
Yeah.
Where the only place his knee could have hit was Freeman's knee.
Yeah.
And he's out, you know, it's... Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
There'll always be criticisms in every walk of life, and especially in this context. Obviously, players getting injured. But yeah, you could challenge it, I guess. You could say, look, have we got the right guys? Have we got the right equipment? I mean, there's certainly more things we could do at Playford Road. There's more things we could bring in. We could build more facilities, more areas for players. I just don't know. You know, that's probably why we're not Category 1 as well, with regards to our academy. But they're working on that, and I guess they're working on backroom staff, but I think we've got the right people in for next season, and I really do hope that we do finish first and that this video is played a few more times.
Can we talk? Can we just quickly, while we're 4 YouTubers around the table, can we talk about criticism? And can we just talk about online abuse while you're all here? And share some stories, because I'm sure every day you guys, same as me, you wake up, you switch your phone on, and someone's got something nice to say about my hair, or my shirt, or the fact that I'm a Norwich fan, Sheffield United fan, Millwall fan, Leeds fan, Brentford fan, in secret. Talk to me about your...
Well, I've actually had to mute Twitter now because of the amount of tweets I get per day. It's just, you know, when you get a notification, you're like, oh, you have to look at it. But Norwich fans are a big one for me. They love my stuff, and like you'll probably get exactly the same.
I do get a lot of Norwich fans give me stick, but
yeah, it's always the same ones as well. They tend to love your videos and come back. But obviously,
probably half your views,
Leeds fans as well, because my dad's a Leeds fan, and they absolutely rip him to shreds, but he loves it. What about you, Reed? Because obviously you're still at school, aren't you? And we were talking about this earlier.
I mean, I get more support than he, but then
good.
There is
and so you should.
Yeah. There is the few obviously that do go around, who think, in a few years when I'm making stats.
Name and shame now, mate, and then we'll find it.
And can I just say, we all acknowledge here that there are people who would love to just eviscerate this room here, these 4 people, and remove us from the world.
I do get quite a few Ipswich fans as well give me stick. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's because some of the stuff I do is a little bit embarrassing.
The one with the
hold on, was it the one where you sold us out to the sun, wasn't it, last season? With that terrible chanting. I mean, there's things. Sometimes there's things that you probably shouldn't share.
Yeah.
Not you personally, but I mean just in general. Yeah. But I guess that thought goes through all of our minds before we put it out there. But I mean, we're there to be shut out.
Yeah.
I admit, if we all knowingly film ourselves and upload ourselves and put it on the internet, and that's fine. So we're there to be commented on, but we're not there to be abused.
Yeah.
There's a way of saying, "Oh, Ash, I disagree with you that we're going to win the championship."
Yeah,
I disagree. There's ways of saying that without coming after my damn hair, Alex. Why do they do that?
And I got told that someone's dad works for YouTube and he's going to terminate my channel completely.
There you go. You are terminated, Regan. Yeah.
That's quality. I've heard that one before.
No, but I just thought I'd bring that up as content makers.
No, it's different, and obviously you guys are all aware of the challenges that comes up with that, and the pressures as well. And when you put yourself out there, it can be quite mentally challenging for us as individuals to put it out there. And you think in a world where everyone's out there at the moment to be shot at. I'll say that again. Everyone gets these comments on a daily basis. But when you put yourself out there, it's tenfold. It's 10 times the amount.
I've had a couple, Ash. Sorry to interrupt. I did my championship team of the season last year, and honestly, I just had to turn my phone off.
Yeah.
And it was literally just my opinion.
Yeah.
Reece James is better than Max Harris, but that triggered a lot of the Norwich fans.
Yeah.
And then other positions, but. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. You just got to bite it in the tongue, really. You just got to.
You love a trigger, though. You love to trigger, don't you?
You think so?
Yeah, big time. You love to put a trigger. When you say about triggering people that you do it unconsciously.
Yeah.
Alex Griffin loves to trigger.
Give an example.
You go for the Norwich fans sometimes. I've noticed that.
You think so?
Yeah, you do trigger.
You challenge him to that boxing match.
Yeah, that Ducker guy, mate. You should have plastered him. And how you didn't win that penalty shootout either, mate.
But then again, on Talk Norwich City, Chris Reeve tried to get a rise out of me for 1 hour, and I didn't bite once, and all the comments said, "Oh, nice one, Ben, for not biting." So sometimes you rise above it.
And we were talking about generally when you speak to other guys that are doing their own channels and their own thing, you're not necessarily all doing the same thing, but the community is quite good, and you can support each other, can't you?
It is good because if you look at it, you're kind of in-match things, hyped up. You're doing the interviews and whatnot afterwards.
Yeah.
Alex has got his own unique take and, probably the more entertainment factor.
Yeah.
And then I'm just a nerd who goes into massive detail after the game with my notepad. So it's quite a nice community where all the 4 of us are doing something
this is what
different.
This is what the fans asked for. I've had a number of messages asking for this to happen. So I'm glad we could have all come together and actually.
And it wasn't so they could snipe us through the window or bomb the building or whatever. So
thankfully, we're in quite a discreet location. No one can find us. But lads, thank you for coming today. Obviously, so we've got Regan Tuck here. We've got Ben Bloom. And we've got Alex Griffin. And I'm
subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe to all the channels. All the details will be below. And until next time.
Cheers,
come on, you Blues.
Up a town.
Cheers.